Today I have a deep stretch, calm yoga practice for us. So when you're ready, come join me on the mat. We're going to start by taking our palms to our knees and gently closing our eyes. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling, letting everything go. Getting ready for our practice today. Inhaling again deeply and a big exhale out. One more time, inhaling through the nose and then exhaling, letting it go. When you're ready, gently open the eyes. We're going to start today by inhaling, rolling our shoulders forward and drawing them up towards our ears, and then exhaling, drawing them all the way down, rolling them back, shoulder blades moving down the spine. Inhaling up and exhaling, letting the shoulders roll all the way back down. Inhaling, shoulders up, and exhaling, rolling them all the way back. Next, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together just in front of us into our cobblers or butterfly pose. Get comfortable here. And then when you're ready, inhale up and exhale, push gently into the knees, keeping the back nice and straight. Inhaling up and then exhaling up. Next, we're going to put our fingers in our spider fingertips and just gently walk them out forward in front of us. Slowly, slowly, feeling the stretch in our hip flexors. Once you get to a point here where you feel you're at the full capacity of stretch, exhale and start to tiptoe the fingers all the way over to the right side. Then inhale and exhale into the stretch. You should feel this in your left hip flexor as you go to your right side. One last inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to walk all the way round to the other side so that we're nice and even both sides. On your next exhale, tiptoe the fingers all the way back around to the front and then all the way back towards you, going to that nice straight spine, crossing the legs and coming round onto all fours. I'm going to take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, roll the shoulders back and drop the belly button towards the mat, gaze looking up. Then exhale, create space by drawing the belly button all the way to the spine. Chin in as you gaze down towards your mat. Let's go again. Exhale it out. Bring the gaze up and arching our backs, rolling our shoulders. And again, just go at your own pace. And then bring the spine back to neutral. From here, tuck the toes and then push into the palms as you draw your hips up towards the sky, coming into our down dog. Once you get there, start to bend each leg one at a time, just gently bending from the knee, seeing if you can bring your heel down towards the mat. Our biceps should be rolled inwards towards our ears. On the next exhale, come to neutral. Feel free to keep a bend in your knees if this is more comfortable for you. I'm just going to hold this for a few breaths. On your next exhale, gently start to bring the knees all the way down towards the mat. And sitting back onto your heels, keeping your arms stretched out in front of you and bringing the forehead down to the mat, coming into child's pose. If you can, just walk the fingertips out slightly further to get a nice deep stretch in your back. Breathe into the pose. On your next exhale, bring the forehead up and then gently start to walk the hands all the way back towards your knees. And once you get there, move your knees so they're as wide as the mat, but keep your big toes just touching slightly. And then we're going to walk all the way back down, back into that child's pose. Just making sure we stretch out all of our muscles. On your next exhale, lift the forehead up again and gently walk the hands in, but just halfway this time. Grounding the palms, bring the knees back in, tuck the toes and back into our down dog. And pushing into the palms and shooting our hips towards the sky. Keeping your knees bent if this is more comfortable for you. And then as we exhale, we're going to baby step all the way towards our hands and the knees, and inhale, drive all the way up towards the sky, palms touching at the top, and then drawing them all the way down to our heart center. Next time, as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands to our legs and exhale, coming down into a flat back. So halfway down with a nice flat back from the tip of our head all the way to our tailbone. Making sure we have a micro bend in our knees and not locking them out. You should feel this nice stretch in your hamstrings. Inhaling and then exhaling. If you can and if you feel ready, gently start to walk the hands down the legs, keeping your back as straight as you can, belly button tucked in. Breathing deeply as you walk your hands down into your forward fold. Let your head fall heavy and make sure you bend from your hips and not the lower back. Then, once you've gone down as far as you think you can go, take opposite elbows in opposite hands. Making sure we have that micro bend in our knees, or you can bend more deeply into your knees if this is more comfortable for you. And then just gently start to rock back, side to side. You can nod your head yes, or shake the head no. Making sure we're letting our head fall heavy and bring us more deeply into the stretch. Exhaling, letting go of our elbows, bending our knees, and then inhaling, drawing the hands all the way up towards the sky, palms touching, and exhaling as we bring it down to our chest center. Slight bend in our knees again. We're going to step all the way out, so we're in our wide-legged stance. From here, we want to make sure that our big toes are turned just slightly out, so not all the way out this way, just slightly, before we go into our forward fold. From here, we're going to inhale, hands all the way up to the sky, back nice and straight, tailbone pulled in, and then exhale, really slowly, bringing it all the way forward so that our stomach is coming parallel to the ground in a half forward fold. Once you get here, a nice big inhale before exhaling and taking it a little bit further down, seeing how far you can go. If it's more comfortable for you here, you can bring your hands to your legs to stabilize yourself. Or if you're really flexible, you can also bring your hands all the way down to the mat. And again, let your head fall heavy as it will drag you further into your stretch. Giving that slight micro bend in our knees. On your next exhale, slowly begin to walk the hands across to your right leg. If you do need to bend your knees at this point to reach the ground, feel free to do so. Back nice and straight, drawing forehead towards the shin. Then exhaling, bringing it back to the center. Inhale here and then exhaling, let's take it to the other side. Exhaling all the way back to center. Then draw your hands to your hips. And from here, draw the elbows backwards. And this will engage our upper back muscles before we inhale, bringing it up halfway. And then exhale all the way to the top. And let's take one big stretch all the way up to the sky. Palms connecting and bringing it back to chest center. Bending our knees and taking it to the top of the mat. From here, we're just going to heel toe our feet out so they're just past hip distance apart. And from here we're going to come into our Malasana, our yogi squat. So either keep your hands at your legs or keep them in prayer pose. Inhale and then exhale. Drawing the tailbone down to the ground, into our squat. Down, down, down. Home to here, either bringing the hands to the ground to stabilise yourself, or using your elbows, just gently push your knees out, and then sitting all the way back. Once you're comfortable here, just gently begin to rock into the position. Moving in any way that feels comfortable for your own body. Then when you're ready, if your hands aren't there already, bring them down towards the mat. Lean into them slightly as you heel toe your feet back in. This will bring us back into our forward fold. We'll hold for just a second before we inhale, bend the knees and take it all the way to the top. Before we exhale, drawing our prayer hands all the way down the midline and then all the way down to the mat. Slowly, slowly bending the legs, bringing our bottoms down to the mat, and then stretching out the legs nice and straight in front of us to Dandasana. I'm going to activate the legs by either flexing the feet, toes up towards the sky, or pointing them nice and long in front of us. And then from there, inhale, hands towards the sky, and as we exhale, keeping our backs as straight as we can, we're going to draw our stomach down over our thighs. Once you get to as far as you think you can go, just bring the hands down to the mat. Inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can just push it slightly further, but making sure not to strain. It's nice and gentle. If you are feeling very flexible in the hamstrings today, you can take hold of your feet or wrap your hands all the way around and grab hold of the wrist in the other hand. Brilliant. When you're ready, start to walk the hands back up, keeping your back nice and straight. From there, I'm just going to shift myself forward before we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae all the way onto our backs. Take a moment here before we draw in our right knee all the way into our chest. Interlace your fingers and just put some gentle pressure through the arms into the knee as you gently push it in a little bit further. For a moment. When you're ready, bring the right leg so it's nice and straight up which will look different for everyone. You might be over here, you might be all the way back towards your face. And then taking your hands, either placing them behind your thigh or behind your calf, but avoiding the knee joint. And we're going to breathe into this position here. So inhaling and then exhaling, pulling with the hands just slightly as we draw the leg in slightly closer towards our face and chest. Inhaling and then exhaling, see if you can pull it in even further. And then this time exhaling, bending the knee and pulling it into the chest once more, seeing if you can bring the forehead all the way towards the knee before stretching it back out in front of us. And now let's bring in the left leg. So left knee to the chest, interlacing the fingers. So let's hold this here for just a moment. Then when you're ready, bring that foot all the way towards the sky. And you may notice, if you're like me, there's a big difference in flexibility from one side of your body to the other. I'm a lot more flexible in my right leg, so you may find your hand positioning maybe slightly different on this side. But just take it wherever feels comfortable for your body today. Inhaling in and then exhaling, see if we can draw any closer towards the face. Inhaling in and then exhaling, drawing it slightly closer in. You may feel that you can now move the hands even further up, even towards the heel or the foot if you're really flexible. Bending the knee and drawing that forehead all the way towards the knee if you can. And then exhaling, stretching the legs out in front of us. One last big stretch by interlacing our fingers and turning them as we push and stretch. Full body stretch. Before exhaling, bringing the hands back round, palms up, letting the legs splay out. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. Begin to relax into the mat, feeling all the beautiful benefits from stretching our bodies today. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your side, holding fetal position for just a moment. Before pushing the palm into the ground and coming all the way back up to a comfortable seated position in the center of the mat. Then when you're ready, hands to prayer. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you're feeling a bit calmer and more relaxed after this session. Feel free to do this session whenever you like. It's great for doing after a workout or also on our rest days. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.